Welcome to the first episode of Rust book. In this episode, we will learn how to write your first Rust program. About the video, this is the chapter 1, and there will be more chapter coming from the Rust book. And this is the first chapter, and in here we will learn how to write hello world probably. We will understand what does fn mean, what does main mean, and the parenthesis, curly braces use here, what is macro, what is this println, and what is this inside the double inverted comma, what does this semicolon mean. So we'll learn everything step by step. So to start your Rust project, you can create basically any folder, and just for reference I have written projects here. If you are on Linux, you can create a folder with this command mkdir, then your project name. This is basically nothing, just a root, like you should create anything inside a home directory or root directory. Okay, so let's start with creating a folder, and this is my terminal, mkdir. Let's say we are creating chapter 1. So as you can see, the project has been created, and when you want to go inside that folder in Linux, you just have to write cd chapter 1 and just write ch and press tab. It will autocomplete for you, and now we are inside the chapter 1. Okay, so first of all we need to make a file. Okay, and if you are on Windows, you just have to paste this command, like user profile is something that you have named your computer, and you just have to create these files. Right now here it has made 2 folders. We will also make 2 folders as you wish. And the next thing we are going to do is to create a main.rs file. So what is main.rs file? rs.rs is an extension for the Rust file. It says that this is a Rust file, and this is the main. We just have named it main.rs. So the program that is going to run will run inside main.rs file. You can also give many different names like deepesh-sr and hello-world.rs and many things. But just keep in mind, if you give any double name, you should separate it by an underscore. So that is a proper convention that you should do. That is called snake case. So let's create our first file. And for creating a file, we just write touch in Linux, and we write hello-world.rs. And as you can see, the file has been created here. So we will write our first Rust program, and before that we should learn many things like what does main means, what does fn means, what is curly braces, and what are this parentheses. So fn is a keyword in Rust that defines what is function. Function is something you already know if you're coming from JavaScript, if you're coming from C++. So fn defines function. Main is the entry point. Basically if you want to separate logic, you can write a function, but anything that will be executed, it will be like written inside main only. A parenthesis is something inside which you put your parameters. Let's say you have to pass something. Let's say you are writing a function and you have to write, and you have to get area from that. So you need to input length and breadth, right? So you will input that length and breadth inside that parameters, inside this parenthesis, sorry. So this we will learn later. And inside this curly braces, actual body of the function lives, because everything you write inside it can be logic, it can be an expression, it can be anything. Later when we come to this point, anything, let's say you will say that this is main, and after this there is a parenthesis, and this is a function. Then why println is not a function? You need to focus on this thing, the exclamatory mark. Basically, if anything ends with exclamatory mark in Rust, it is a macro. So what is a macro? Macro is something that writes more code for you. Like you write macro and it has a more code inside that is executable. So it is just doing extra work for you, and you are getting a simple callable thing that you can call and get that extra work done. So println here is a macro. What it does some work. It prints hello world for you on your terminal. So it is a thing. So any keyword before this exclamatory mark is a macro. So this all contribute to macro. Hello world is a parameter for that macro. We have to put something inside that. So hello world, just take it as a string. For now, take it as a string. We will explain things later. Okay, so we will write function that defines basically a function keyword fn main like this, and we'll print hello world or welcome to the first episode of the Rust book series. And we need to terminate this expression via a semicolon. This is something that tell us that yeah, this sentence is completed. As in English we write full stop, in code we write semicolon. Okay, so as I talked about the exclamatory mark, why this matter, this is a macro. Basically, you will learn about this in later. So, how to compile a Rust program? And before that, we have already installed Rust C. If you haven't installed it yet, you can refer to the earlier video that I posted. It is all about Rust, how to install Rust and Cargo. Right now, we are using Rust compiler for compiling the program. Then later, we will use Cargo. So, let's say we are using right now we are using Rust compiler. So the first thing we need to do, if you are in Linux or Mac OS, that we need to convert the code into executable bytecode. So for that we need a compile, right? If you're coming from C++, you must know that we need to first convert it into some executable file, then we need to run it. But for JavaScript, it is a one command, like you just have to write node index.js, it will run it for you. But the thing in Rust is you have to compile into a bytecode. And let me tell you an important thing or a fun fact: you can run the bytecode in any machine, and you don't need Rust installed in that computer. For JavaScript, you will need that. For Ruby, you will need that. But if you can run any executable Rust program without having Rust installed in any machine. And so this is one of the feature of Rust. And so to compile the Rust C program, you just have to write Rust C main dot it's not main dot, it's hello world.rs. After compiling, we have got a file. This is hello world.rs. It won't be visible here. For like executing that file, we need to do this command, hello world, and you can see the thing I have written inside println got printed here. If you are in Windows, just like replace this with backslash and you're good to go. Let me tell you what are the files that run after when we do Rust C, like when we use Rust compiler, what are the files that is getting generated. So the main.rs, hello world, oh, I have written hello-world.rs, yeah, it's good name too. So this is the main file, this is where we have written our code, and this is an executable file. So let's open it. So this is something a bytecode looks. Basically, this is an executable binary. This is a binary file that got compiled to this file, right? And if you are in Windows, you can get three files, basically the source code, the executable file that I just showed here, and there is a debugging info file. It just stores some program debug database and some stuff for window devs, basically. And as I told, you can give your compiled binary to anyone. No one needs Rust to install in their computer if they have the binary itself. The exact thing that I told you, you will just need a binary file. Right now we have compiled our program with Rust compiler, but as the project grows, we will need a package manager that is called Cargo. So we will use Cargo there rather than using Rust. So for small and simple program, the Rust compiler is enough, but eventually we are gonna do various projects that will have a bigger code base, then we will use Cargo in that. And we'll learn more about that. And I've also introduced how to install Cargo in the previous video. You should check that. And these are some things you need to remember, basically. So that's all for this video. And next we will learn how to make a guessing game in Rust. So this will be basically chapter 2 from the Rust. You should go and read that too. Thank you. Bye-bye.